From the OCAA, please welcome the current athletic director at Fanshawe College, Nathan McFadden.
I just wanted to congratulate all of the Hall of Fame inductees. Certainly, as we've seen halfway through and with more to go, tremendous work ethic, tremendous love of sport, and love of your colleagues and the people you work with, and certainly that's a big part of it for, I know, our current membership. We're privileged to work with each other and with our staffs, and you're a great example of that as well. On behalf of Fanshawe, I also wanted to take this opportunity to congratulate Linda Stapleton on her CCAA Athletic Director of the Year Award. You are a leader amongst leaders, and it's certainly my honor to work with you and learn from you as we go through the years. So congratulations. CCAA executive members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to introduce 2016 CCAA Hall of Fame inductee, Vito Frijia. Vito is known for a number of things, but three of his strongest traits are his competitiveness, his work ethic, and his sense of humor. As a student athlete at Fanshawe, Vito worked for a small construction company called Southside Construction while maintaining an A average in the classroom. After graduation, Vito worked for the company and in a short period of time purchased it outright, forming Southside Group and building it into a multi-million-dollar enterprise and one of the largest construction companies in southwestern Ontario. In 2011, Vito purchased a professional basketball franchise in the National Basketball League and created the London Lightning, who not only lead the league in attendance, but who are currently competing in the league final, seeking their third championship. This past summer also saw Vito named as the president of the NBL. That's his serious side. His sense of humor. Well, Vito loves to play practical jokes. Loves to. And this was one of his best. As the owner of Southside Group, he once hired an ex-Fanshawe basketball player as a site manager. Vito told the player that the Ontario Ministry had informed him that there were endangered turtles living on the property and that they couldn't get a building permit for the site. Vito asked the player if he could go to the site late at night and capture all of the turtles from the property and move them somewhere else so that they could get the permit. So, off the player went with his flashlight in hand and spent over 2 hours searching for these turtles, which of course did not exist. At this time, it is my privilege to call up Fanshawe College's expert in endangered turtles and first ever inductee into the CCAA Hall of Fame, Mr. Vito Frijia.
Thank you very much, Nathan. I've got to retell that story, though, because he didn't do a very good job. But so we're a development construction company. So we submitted an application for a housing project on that site. There was no stream, there was no creek, it was just a storm ditch on the road. So we had this person who was a fairly young Fanshawe graduate submit the application to City Hall. And then I had somebody at City Hall send back a letter at that time by fax that they think there may be some sort of turtles on that site. And everybody in the office knew it was a joke except Gary. So I put the copy of the letter on his desk and I say, when you read it, come and talk to me. Well, I knew he'd go talk to everybody else first. And everybody else told him, well, we've had to do it. Right? Like, we've had this before, we just got to remove those turtles. So when he came to me, I said, Gary, I said, I want you to go there at dusk or at an alien lit night with a bucket and transport those turtles to the Thames River. And this way everybody wins. You don't have to worry about it. So he doesn't go by himself. He actually gets his neighbor to go with him. He comes back the next night to the office, the next day, and he says, we were there, we couldn't see any turtles. I said, what time did you go? He said, about 8 o'clock. I said, no, Gary, they're nocturnal. You got to go at midnight. I'm in and go back again. Anyway, you got to have a little bit of fun, so. He was also a basketball player on the Fanshawe College team about 10 years after me. Anyway, good evening. I thank you for reminding me of that story. That's a great story. I accept this honor on behalf of my family. My wife of 33 years is here with me, Barb. We've been married 33 years. We've got 4 beautiful children. And we actually started dating, I believe it was 1978, and we got married in 83. So thank you very much. She's been supporting me ever since. I've always said, you know, in life, like in basketball, you need a great rebounder, a guy that does all the dirty work, and she's been my rebounder for 36 years. So thank you very much, Barb. Even though I promised her I won't speak about her, so thank you. I accept this honor on behalf of my family and for Fanshawe College, my teammates, and my coach, Glenn Johnson. I am humbled and also passionate about the accomplishments of the 80 and 81 Fanshawe men's basketball team. I wish to acknowledge my gratitude to the CCAA committee and to Nathan McFadden, athletic director, as well as the late Mr. Les Solta, previous athletic director, and Ernie DeRocher, who's sitting beside my wife, and the committee, and to the commitment to athletics at the college. We were successful in winning 2 CCAA basketball championships, 1 on each coast. The first year was Truro, and the second year was Vancouver. The team will always cherish her coach, Glenn Johnson, for his passion, competitive nature, and leadership in molding us into a team. He gave us the tools, training, and confidence to be successful. And on top of it all, he believed in us, and we believed in him and each other. A few years ago, I'm proud to say, those 2 teams were successful in having Fanshawe College named the athletic facility after him, after our coach. Our basketball success was based on playing relentless defense, limiting mistakes, and taking good shots. But most of all, a mindset of never giving up on a play, a teammate, or a game. We played for the love of the game and the respect and love of the team. We created a strong relationship which focused on working as a cohesive unit to be the best team in the country. We checked our egos at the door. We won as a team. There's a picture in the brochure of a young Vito there. Well, that picture was actually against what the University of Western Ontario, who we beat. We were not surprised when we played and won against some of the nation's high-ranking universities in non-conference games. Our journey will always be treasured by all members of the team, and I can attest the journey and experience made us all better people and citizens of this great country. I wish to thank the CCAA for the enrichment to our lives, and we will always be grateful for this. In conclusion, I accept and thank you for this honor on behalf of my teammates, coach, and present and past staff of Fanshawe College. Thank you very much.